Hey, what's happening, gamers? K1 Gear, and yesterday WB released a new trailer for the next Batman Arkham game, which is only for PS4 and Xbox One. If you haven't seen the trailer yet, let's take a look.
Gotham, this is your only warning. Abandon the city, or I will unleash your greatest fears.
The last will and testament of the deceased, Thomas Wayne. In the event of my death, I hereby declare that all my worldly possessions pass to my son, Bruce Wayne. Bruce, I ask that you honor the Wayne family legacy and commit yourself to the improvement of Gotham City, its institutions, and its citizens. Please, be strong. You are young, but destined for great things. Make the most of your opportunities. Use them to give back to a city that has given us so much, to change the lives of millions of people. Do not be frivolous with this wealth. Please do not waste it all on fast cars and outrageous clothes and the pursuit of a destructive lifestyle. Invest in Gotham. Treat its people like family. Watch over them and use this money to safeguard them from forces beyond their control. My deepest regret is I will not see you grow into the good man I know you will become. And finally, my son, I ask that you never abandon this city to fate. We have lived through dark days, and no doubt there are more to come. But it is the good and great men who stand up for Gotham when others turn and run. In death, I will love you forever. Your father, Thomas.
Alright, it's discussion time, so let's talk about where I think Arkham Knight will be going. Let's start off with Scarecrow. This time around, he is the main bad guy, at least that's what I hear, and he's going to be gathering the remaining rogues from Arkham City. My guess to kind of have Gotham tear itself apart through fear, which is a throwback to, of course, Batman Begins and some animated series episodes. The quote used in the trailer is actually the same Scarecrow Easter egg from Arkham City. So why does the good doctor want revenge, though? A lot of people are kind of confused about this. Remember before facing Killer Croc and how Crane is pulled into the sewers? Well, some fans believe that the water under Arkham was actually pumped full of all that Titan drug. So when Scarecrow fell in, his body actually became a little bit altered due to the drug. The creepy message that plays in Arkham City after you decode it talks about getting vengeance on Batman. So why would Scarecrow need to get vengeance on Batman for being pulled into Croc's den? I think the nice chemical bath would do the trick, actually, and cause him to go a little bit more bonkers. Now, how you can actually back up my theory is at the end of Asylum, when Batman speeds off to capture Two-Face, Crane's hand actually appears out of the water and grabs onto the Titan drum floating. It actually happens really fast, but if you look, Scarecrow's arm looks a little bit different than what we saw in the game, so maybe it's a little mutated. Keep in mind this is only a theory, but these Titan-like drugged-up thugs show up in all the Batman Arkham games, so it's not a stretch in left field for a similar fate to befall the Scarecrow. Now, I think the story is actually going to fall in line with some of the previous events from Arkham City, minus Harley being pregnant since that got scratched in Quinn's Revenge. If you look at the bat emblem at the end of the trailer when it bursts into flames, this could be pointing at a couple of things. First, it could be talking about Firefly, but I really don't think that's going to happen since he was in Origins. I think that this is mainly going to focus on Azrael's warning after finishing the quest in Arkham City. Getting back to the trailer though, the Rogues are actually taking Gotham by siege, something that I'm actually getting tired of personally. I mean, why hasn't the GCPD just called in the military by now, especially after the Blackgate disaster and the Batman bounty thing? Going by this clip too, it looks like the game is going for a more no man's land approach, minus of course the earthquake and turf war, since everybody seems to be working together against Batman. Another character that I think is going to play a key role and be a major player is Hush. As for the storyline about Hush, I think it could probably do something with the Bruce Wayne wanted into the Hush storyline. Maybe even hints at Red Hood, I don't know. But it will probably be a side mission. I don't think we'll see the watered-down Most Wanted stuff from Origins again, which I'm glad, since this is a Rocksteady game. Goodbye, Montreal. So meaning if Dr. Elliott does appear in this game, expect more character development. Hopefully the devs learned from their mistake with Two-Face's poor role in the second game, and maybe he too will get a better take this time around. From the trailer, it actually looks like Dent has a role of significance in this gang war, along with the Penguin, who's back dealing arms in Gotham once again. Which, I kind of like that about the Arkham series where they took Pangy. I mean, he has been an arms dealer in the comics and even some of the animated series later on. But I really didn't like what they did with him in Origins, and Blackgate especially. Harley Quinn is actually going to be a playable character, and, you know, I'm kind of excited about that. She's a pre-order bonus, though. Just like Deathstroke was teased last year around this time for pre-order bonuses, everybody hoped that you could use him in free roam, so because this is Rocksteady, maybe we can actually use Quinn in free roam, because there was no luck with Slade. He got one epic boss battle, and then he was a playable character in the challenge maps and had a Suicide Squad teaser at the very end of Origins. And that was it for Slade. Back to the girl clown though. Hopefully in Night, she will have her own campaign just like Selina did. Because the Catwoman campaign, it was a little bit different. Now, it was nowhere near as long as the main game, but it added a little bit of variety. Plus, you got to see what Ivy was up to, so, you know, I like that. Would have been nice to see some more girl characters, maybe interaction with Oracle or something like that. This is going to sound a little crazy and cool, but I think there should be an option as playing as the bad guys more in the Arkham games. Similar to what they did with the first Lego Batman. It could go like this: you play as the villains to set up the crime, and then play as Batman to prevent the crime from happening. So you're like switching off between the two. Though to pull this off, Rocksteady would need an amazing writer. If Dini isn't involved, I worry the plot might get the same mess that is Harley Quinn's Revenge. Still, even that was better than Origins' train wreck of a plot. Am I right or am I right? I've noticed that Quinn's outfit is also a combination of her past looks from the two Rocksteady Arkham games, which I'm okay with. I'm assuming this game also takes place a year or two later after the Joker's demise. Story-wise, I'm positive we'll see some elements from the Arkham Unhinged comics, because DC's doing that whole digital comics push thing still, and possibly some of the Origins books too. At this time, I have no idea if Arkham Knight will be a new 52 vehicle for Batman. But going by his armor, which is similar to Armored Edition, it seems to be heavily inspired by the current 52 look. However, I do know for a fact that Kevin Conroy is back. It's not really all that surprising either, since Batman himself leaked this info last year at the Texas Comic-Con, but Game Informer did make it official. He has extensive dialogue this time around and will interact with all kinds of new characters, including a brand spanking new bad guy by Jeff Johns, called the Arkham Knight. Think of him like Prometheus or a Wraith-like character. He also wears a costume very similar to Batman, very military style, except he has a big A on his chest to stand for Arkham. Now, this new villain has been planning the demise of Batman the past year with all of Gotham's rogues, so it's going to be pretty interesting. Honestly, I was hoping for Red Hood to step up and be the guy to give Batman a headache, but I'm kind of liking this new foe and hope he makes it into the comics after Arkham Knight. Oracle is officially back too and will continue her role from the previous Rocksteady builds, helping Batman out. Batman will also work with Commissioner Gordon now too through this really cool cell phone mechanic. Batman also has brand spanking new gadgets and a better zipline ability too, and the brand new fear takedowns, which I can't really show. But basically think of them like instant KOs up to 3 foes from far away in incredibly awesome ways. Only if they haven't seen Batman, of course. Troy Baker is back as Two-Face and possibly Robin or Nightwing. I'm really hoping that the dynamic duo will fight together in this game, because it would be wrong to remove Tim from the previous game, especially after him appearing in City as a playable character in Quinn's Revenge and the challenge maps. So I want to see Robin in the game. I'm happy to report though that Rocksteady said there will be no multiplayer. They want to work on the single player experience only, and I am so happy about that, because the multiplayer in Arkham Origins sucked so badly. While we're on this too, Nightwing totally needs to be in Arkham Knight, either as a playable character or NPC that helps Batman throughout this gang war. This city is going to be much, much larger than Arkham City in Origins was. In the last game, we learned that Batman couldn't fight alone and needed to rely on other people for assistance sometimes. So after the death of the Joker in Arkham City, Batman is a little bit moodier than usual. But facing this type of threat, he can't really do it alone. Also, since Babs is in the wheelchair and Oracle, have Batgirl be Stephanie Brown. Hey, I can dream, right? Look, I know some gamers are on the fence about the Batmobile being in Arkham Knight, because some of the games didn't really utilize driving very well, but I'm so excited that it's in this game. We can finally drive the Batmobile. Well, a Tumblr version anyway. This car can do just about anything, I'm told, including drive up the side of the wall, shoot missiles, and do insane jumps. It is going to be awesome. I can't wait to get behind the wheel. Since this is Batman's 75th year anniversary, I'm glad Rocksteady is actually handling this game. It actually puts me at ease. Batman Arkham Knight will only be for PS4, Xbox One, and PC though. It will not be coming out on the Wii U, PS3, or 360. Now it's rumored to release this year, though my guess not until probably the fall, so like October, November, though the first Arkham game did release in August. Anyway, they're probably going to save it until the end of the year to build up massive amounts of hype for Batman's iconic 75th year celebration. And that's my thoughts, ladies and gentlemen, on Batman Arkham Knight. What do you think the new game will be like? Sound off in the comments section below. We can have a friendly discussion thing. Well, keep it locked here for more Batman lore next Wednesday and news related to Arkham Knight as it happens. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch, and have a good one.